Welcome to Mexico City. Today is the first day we are exploring the city, and we are going to start today with a walk through the city, which will take us to all the major sites of the central part of Mexico City. And behind me you can see the monastery, which is a monastery called Teresa, which is built in the 17th century, and it's a very good example because Mexico City was built on a swamp on the bottom of a lake, and it's slowly sinking into the ground, so you can see the walls are very uneven, and this is the best example in the town where you can see this. So let's explore the city, but first we will start with a good and decent coffee over there.
So we finally arrived in the center of the universe, at least according to the Aztecs. This is their center of the universe. It's the remains of their central temple, now today called the Templo Mayor, that was actually discovered in 1913 only. It was covered with colonial buildings that were then torn down, and they discovered this amazing temple, and they are still discovering things here. And we are now going to go to the museum that actually explains in details what this was. So the next stop is the Zocalo square. Zocalo means Zocalo because on the square, which is 200 by 200 meters, one of the largest in the world actually, there's a Zocalo that was supposed to host a national monument which was never realized. Now there's a building site, so we don't see much of the square, but there's a lot of big buildings here. And one of the big buildings, of course, is the cathedral, the National Cathedral of Mexico, which is very grandiose.
What's really amazing in the cathedral here is that everything is uneven, and I think it's a little bit like a wonder that the building still stands. So it's in this gigantic church, which actually the building phase was a whole colonial period. That's why there are also all kinds of decors integrated, because everybody wanted to integrate his style. There is a pendle moving, and there's a map on the ground, but it's written so small we cannot really read it, and we have not found any explanation about this. But if anybody of you knows what this is, we would be happy to receive any comments. So actually this church has two altars. This is the first one, and the other big one you saw before is the main one. And here on the right side of the first one there's a statue of a black Jesus, and the legend says that the priest who got toxinated by an enemy kissed the feet of the Jesus, and then the whole statue turned into black and absorbed the poison.
So we walked out of the cathedral a few meters, and suddenly look at this rain. And 10 seconds before we went into this cafe. Day 2 in Mexico, we got caught, as you could see, in the rain yesterday, so we had to go back in the flat and wait till the rain stops, which it didn't yesterday. So today we have a sunny day, and we're back in Zocalo actually, and this is the Palacio Nacional, and it's actually there's the other gentleman.
Free entrance.
Free entrance, which is a good thing, and nice cactus plants here. This is the seat of the president and of the government, if I got it right. But this place is interesting not because of that, but because of the murals that are here exhibited, and we're going to have a look at that right now.
Here on this picture you can actually see the Aztec people, how they were living, and also when they were founding Mexico City on the top. It was actually built into a swamp with many channels to take the water away and little islands to do crops.
Yeah, to harvest crops. So that was the Palacio Nacional. With the images you could see some shots from the inside of the Palacio also. There's an exhibition about the Mexican Constitution from 1917 to 2017. 100 years of Mexican Constitution.
It's free entrance.
So it's worth a visit, only for the murals.
And only open until 3 o'clock, so you have to be early in the morning, 10 till 3.
Yeah.
So we are currently in the Azul restaurant, which is in the courtyard of the downtown hotel, actually in the downtown of Mexico City, in the historical center of Mexico City, very close to Zocalo, main square. And this is a fantastic restaurant. It's illuminated by candles and has a little shopping arcade around on the first floor. And there's another restaurant with seafood, so you have many options. In this restaurant here, you can eat true Mexican cuisine. So, for example, some guacamole with crispy fried grasshoppers on top. A very good dish to share. Or some snails. They have dishes from all regions of Mexico, from Oaxaca, from Mexico City, from the north, I don't know the region anymore. And we will go with some local soup and then followed by some beef. We will show you of course the dishes in a picture. And which is very cool also, what is very cool, there's a bakery here and we have found some sourdough bread, which we of course immediately bought and will take it home to eat. So as promised, a starter. So Marty has
Salpicón,
which is like avocado and salad and I don't know. And I have a soup served in this beautiful dish. So this is Marty's main dish. It's a beef with local potatoes and a medium spicy sauce. And for me it's a chicken breast in a local sauce made from beans with some rice. So the next stop in our must-see tour in Mexico City is Museum Bellas Artes, which is just behind me, and that's the Museum of the Beautiful Art, as the name is saying. Already the building is very beautiful. And the building incorporates has three functions. So one function is of course the Museum of Beautiful Arts, the second function is an architectural museum, and the third function, there's also a big theater inside, or auditorium, which they use for acts and also for opera. Let's have a look inside. After all these museums, we are having a quick stop at the Mercado San Juan, and there's a booth, a little place, which is called San Juan, Gastronomica San Juan. And here you can order all kinds of little tapas and baguettes with cheese and serrano ham and red wine. And here in front of us are just these very big pieces of cheese, and we got already a little plate where we can try the different cheeses, which are yummy. So Marty got a sandwich with what's
Iberic, Hispanic, with serrano ham and manchego.
And I have a classica, a little bit more boring, with salami, ham and 4 different cheeses. So Marty just bought a piece of cheese because it's so delicious. You can see the big smile on his face. Going to enjoy this tonight with a piece of bread and a glass of red. And here we have a special delight as a snack in between some scorpions. And there are even more. These look like cockroaches, actually, marinated. And then we have here grasshoppers. And Marty found something else. Crispy fried
100 legs.
100 legs.
CNPS.
And then we have some whatever that is, with some other animals inside. And then we have a fish tempura here.
So more on our tour on Mexico City. This is the Bosque de Chapultepec, which is the woods of Chapultepec, a big park. And this is the monument or the altar for the fatherland, Altar de la Patria. Quite an impressive construction. And this park is very interesting because it has a lot of museums and a castle, the Chapultepec Castle, where the emperor used to live. If you don't know, there was an emperor that was brought in from Austria to Mexico. Didn't last long, 3 years or something, but they took care of that Chapultepec Castle. They were residing there. And we also have the Anthropological Museum here, which should be a highlight on your visit to Mexico City, and also a modern art museum here. So let's go and discover that.
So actually we just wanted to go into the castle Chapultepec, which is in this beautiful park. And like almost everywhere in Mexico City, there's another museum popping up. And just in this park, there's also a museum of modern art, which is so beautifully inside from the architecture. You see all these sky domes, which are illuminated and are already an art installation themselves. We just popped in here. Entrance is free, and there's a Dada exhibition. Dada is actually coming from Zurich, or was, I think, born this movement in Zurich. So let's explore some art from Switzerland.
And this is the Chapultepec Castle. So the story behind the emperor here in Mexico was that the Mexican government stopped paying their duties to the European countries. They owned a lot of money, and Benito Juarez, who was the president, said, "I'm not paying anymore." So England and Spain and France said, "Not good," and they decided to invade Mexico, but English and Spanish pulled out, and Napoleon then decided to send the son of the Austrian emperor here because he was Catholic enough, and he was only ruling in Mexico for 3 years before the Republic got back, and his wife, as you can see on the bottom right, when Maximilian was killed, completely fell down in madness, but not because he was killed, because she found out that he had actually a relationship with the gardener's daughter, and they even had a son together, so that made her crazy. So that was the castle of Chapultepec. Better maybe come here on a weekday, because during the weekend the locals pay no fee, so there's a lot of people. And actually it's quite interesting because you don't get to go into the castle, but the doors of the different rooms are open to the outside, so you can watch in the castle and the rooms from the outside, but not walk in the rooms.
Now we are back in the apartment, and We have seen now so many museums in Mexico. It's amazing. Some of these museums were not even scheduled or planned to visit, but when you stroll through the city, suddenly just another museum pops up around the corner. So I think we're going to close this vlog right here, right now, because otherwise it's going to be too many museums. And thank you again for watching our vlog. See you soon in the next vlog, where we will explore some more museums and you will see a little bit more of Mexico. Follow us on the social media. Please subscribe to our channel right here if you haven't done so. Every subscription is helping us also. That would be nice. And here you will see the latest vlog if you haven't already seen it. Safe travels, take care wherever you are. Bye bye.